in my experience, some of the highest causes would be heavy metals.
Hmm.
Heavy metals seem to be at the root of a lot of people's issues. For people that express eczema, it's typically heavy metals. And a lot of times there's a viral load underneath. It seems like there's layers. So the fine layers at the bottom are typically viral load and or heavy metal overload. And then the layers above it that most people see and that functional tests see would be candida, yeast, fungus, parasites, like that kind of
Mm.
stuff.
Mm.
So I would say honestly, it was heavy metal toxicity from a lot of different areas.
Mm. Yeah, interesting. I mean, one thing that I've heard other people talk about a lot is Staphylococcus aureus is often related to eczema. Is that your experience?
I mean, okay, so this is another thing. People would say that they have staph, but then they would hyper focus on the staph on their skin.
Mm.
And personally, I was more focused on what was happening internally. So there are things you can use topically, like hypochlorous acid and stuff like that, to neutralize the skin, or like beef tallow or bone marrow, stuff like that would help topically. I was more focused on, okay, what's on the inside, creating the internal environment that's allowing for the staph to continue to grow back.
Mm.
And I think people would hyper focus on that. But again, they're so concentrated on what's happening with my skin that I can see that it's overwhelming. So I'll be honest, I didn't really focus on that aspect too much
Mm.
because I knew what was happening on the outside was happening worse on the inside. So
Mm.
that was more of my focus.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, it comes back to what I said earlier. It doesn't really matter because everyone's different. Every individual is different.
Yeah.
And, you know, the way that the likes of us work is we treat every individual as different. We don't say, oh, you've got eczema, therefore it must be this or it must be that. It's
Yeah.
like, let's look at you as an individual and let's work out why those symptoms are appearing on your skin.
Yeah. I want to add one more thing too. It's not just heavy metals.
Mm.
It pertains to the nervous system. The nervous system becomes dysregulated.
Mm.
When the nervous system isn't functioning properly, your endocrine system's not functioning properly because the heavy metals are in there. You know what I mean? Like they're
Mm.
disrupting the electrical impulses. The body can't go into rest and digest. It's stuck in that fight or flight.
Mm.
And so that nervous system is typically the first thing that you need to deal with. If you go after heavy metals right away, it's a gong show. Like you're not gonna have a happy client. They're gonna feel like they're dying. It's not good. If
Mm.
you regulate the nervous system correctly, the body will start to purge on its own, which is really unique. This is something I've been learning in the last year, honestly, is is targeting the nervous system and the endocrine system and having the body regulate. Then it does what it's supposed to do. And then you don't
Mm.
actually have to do much of a kill phase because the body's actually initiated that as it's healing.